When the government fails to fulfill its promises, particularly concerning payments to essential service providers, it harms vulnerable communities. This is the case with NHIF. This culture of lies, unkept promises, and misplaced priorities is unacceptable and needs to be dealt with.
One of the sparks that lit a fire that drew various government ministries, agencies and allied individuals into a fire truck and got to spraying gushes of statements in seeking to discredit the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops and set the record straight. That was Thursday night. Friday was a busy day of going at the clergy at various events in different parts of the country. The head of state himself responding, and here specifically, presumably to the fierce criticism of being a liar.
And even as we engage in public discourse on matters that are important to the people of Kenya, we must be careful to be factual, lest we become victims of the things we accuse others of doing. I know you know what I mean.
And picking up from where the Thursday night statements left, various politicians chimed into the discourse with their guns trained at the bishops. It was raining rebukes.
So they could have called the president aside, told him what they believe is going wrong, advised him on what they think should be corrected, and also pledged to pray for him that he may be able to correct whatever they think is going wrong. But when you go and castigate him and the government in public, are you really trying to resolve the problem, or are you trying to play to the gallery and to play into a political realm?
So what I see these Catholic bishops doing, it is unfair before God and before man to pardon lies and to use information that is incorrect to bash and actually pray God to curse this country. This is our country. Whether you are a bishop, whether you are a priest, whether ni imam, ni nani, you belong to this country. You have an obligation to pray for the president. You have an obligation to pray for this country so that it succeeds.
Sisi ni washiriki yenu. Kama wewe unaona rais ama waziri fulani ama mbunge fulani ama speaker fulani amekosea, tuanzie kwanza kwa kutafuta njia ya kumuongelesha directly.
There are times when we have really wanted the church's voice to be heard, but we haven't heard it. Now things are improving. The country is now on a trajectory of recovery. Yet the church is painting a very gloomy picture. It's not fair at all.
Other leaders have dismissed the bishop's remark as unfounded, accusing them of making misleading claims about the government's performance. They have also refuted claims that the social health insurance is in tatters.
And no single cent which comes into SHA, I will make sure that it goes to where it is intended to go. That is my work, as I did at NSSF. No single cent will go astray when I'm on that board. If it happened, I will resign. If it happens, I will resign.
However, leaders from the opposition have slammed the government, questioning its defensive approach towards the remarks.
What the bishops have said is what the Gen Zs said, is what the millennials said, is what the opposition is saying, is what the international community is saying. Stop the abductions, stop the corruption. So name-calling or trying to intimidate the bishops will not change the truth.
The targeted bishop is Archbishop Muheria. And it is important to know that Muheria did not even lead the statement. It was led by other bishops. But that profiling and saying that that was a tribal statement is a profiling that is in keeping with the Ruto regime.
We commend our Catholic bishops for calling out this rogue government on its unethical dealings with the people of Kenya that are corroding the basic core values.
Mabishop wetu hawajaongea kitu ambayo inaonyesha wanashtumu ama wana condemn serikali na kuichukia. ile kitu wanasema ni kitu iko aligned sana na vile watu wanafikiria.
To sincerely thank you.
President William Ruto has branded himself as a man of the faith, one very close to the church, with growing intensity from his campaigns and into his presidency. But the men and women of the cross seem to be cross with the chief hustler, with some openly calling him out. He's now also raising concerns around the credibility of his once favorites.
I want to ask Tangaza that, recognizing that many other faiths also believe in the Holy Catholic Church, that you also help train clergy for other churches.
What appears to be one of the key messages from the critics of the clergy is,
but you cannot preach doom and call yourself a bishop.
Margaret Kimathi, NTV.